everything set up, and then we'll be good. John, why don't you up there? Welcome in, welcome in. There we go. Now it's letting me see my stream. Welcome in, welcome in. I might not have a few things to load in on my side, and then I'll be fully ready. Until I'm just kind of stuck waiting on it. How we doing? How we doing? There we go. I wonder why it takes so long for that to like load for me. That's so weird. Okay. Now is this not gonna work now? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. There we go. You're surviving? That's what's up. You shouldn't be surviving though, you should be living. You know what I mean? You should be living. You don't need to be surviving no more. Oh yeah, I know it's not the internet. It's probably my laptop. Honestly, because this laptop is not very good, and I push it to its limits. Serban. Look at the spelling again. Word, yeah. That's what's up. I push my laptop to the limits though when it comes to stuff. It does not need to be used the way that I use it, unfortunately. But I'll worry about that later. For surviving. Yeah. See, I got it. I just, when I first read it, I thought you said surviving. I didn't realize it was like on purpose, and then when you said, "Oh," I was like, "Oh shit, that was up." That was a slip up on my behalf. That was pretty funny though. Surviving. Well, as long as they're surviving. See, that's different. I guess that's it. But yeah, we're doing a little fundraiser stream today. Mainly, this one's mainly just to get like funds saved up for a laptop at some point, so I can start putting out actual content that I've been wanting to put out, and I can't do it because this laptop's processing is not the best. I don't really have like a goal in mind though for it. But the whole thing for that even goes in with the fundraiser for the tarot classes regardless. And even if not, I'm just here to do 2-card pulls at the end of the day. For those interested. Everyone's probably asleep. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I think everyone's probably asleep. Welcome in, Daniel. Welcome in. I just want to do a late night stream. I haven't done one in a while. I was like, you know what? It's not the weekend, but I know there's some people up. There's gotta be some people up always. I don't want to put. Oh, yeah, I can put you back in the box. How we doing, Daniel? How's the day been? PM here. Yep, same here. Welcome in, welcome in. How we doing? How we feeling? Today's been I feel that. I was supposed to get some stuff done today. I did not. I exhausted myself the day before. I walked about 5 miles. That was about like there and back to the store. Because I wasn't gonna get a taxi. So that was fun. So I've just been relaxing all day. And I've been working on a Sigil as well. And a little bit of the track for it, but that track is gonna take a while. Trying to get the harmonics right with it. But the Sigil itself is finished. It's a chord. Why can't I not speak? What the hell is going on? Anyway, it's a chord cutting, ending relationships peacefully type sigil. And it's using, it's using a silence to negative voice sigil. It's using a give comfort and peace sigil. It's using an ease people out of your life sigil, and it's also using the sigil to amplify the power of forgiveness using Elu Batil, Asuyatil, and Talubasil as the omnipotent angels. So it's a pretty good one. I charged it up a little bit. I did some meditations on it. But that was a fun one to make. That's a good one. I'm making notes of all of the sigils that I'm making too. so I can make a better like description of how to use them and stuff and everything for newcomers. I mean, at the end of the day, all you have to do is stare at it, but like, if you want to go into the depth of it, because it does have like a ritual that is attached to it if you want to do that, and it's just like, you know, typing all that out and getting it in a format that's easy for everyone to read. It's kind of like what I'm doing. Getting translations for names and stuff. But it looks really nice. And then it's using Enochian language in the circle. That's just like removing all vampiric energies, ties, hooks, binds. Yeah. See, that's what I like to do, because it's like I put it in the comments. I make sure it's like a pinned comment. Because it's not only just like to tell people what's up. It's just as well to like inform the people, like, this is the angels that we're using. You know, if you want to do research on those angels, you have the name to do that with. You know, you have like a direct question to ask, like, so who is this angel? What does this angel do? Like, what are they known for? Like, what is this spirit used for? You know, what are these sigils called? Like, you know, and that just leads you down your own little pipeline. Oh, really? How who is it by, Daniel? And yeah, definitely, that's that true light work is empowering. It really is. Cause it's like, I don't know. Here, let me show you real quick. Cause it's basically finished, right? I just have to like make the soundtrack for it. But it's a really nice sigil. And it's just like the Enochian around it is just saying, um remove all ties, hooks, binds, binds, hooks, addictions, uh, and vampiric energies from my energy. Sorry, I had to translate a little bit, but yeah, I did that. And I'm working on the song, the soundtrack for it. But I use the color palette in the background, the blue, the purple, and the lighter blue and stuff. It's because it's like for healing, so it's like soothing colors, cooler colors. Blue, the lightest blue outline is kind of to like attract. It's like the contrast, because in the background is the omnipotent angel sigil. So it's to kind of let that sink into the your subconscious. That's what you're trying to look for within that sigil, and then the letterings and stuff is all there too. It has a lot to do with like color coding and stuff too. It's just like, I don't know, different mediums, different art forms, different like studies and sciences. Because I mean, like, symbology at the end of the day, like, that's all it is a sigil. It's just like a magical symbol. You know what I mean? Like a spiral is a sigil. So I, seeing different colors and stuff have different values and hues and vibrations and all sorts of shit. So just mixing those up together with sigils can be very powerful. A lot of people just stick with the black and white format, which is fine, but if you can use the colors and how they're associated with their true values, and not only that, but the chakra associations with the purple and blue of like the third eye and the throat chakra, being able to see through and express yourself clearly, that's like trauma healing and unbinding yourself within that nature. So it's just using the sciences that we have, and that we know about. But that's kind of what goes in my mind whenever I'm making sigils. is how am I going to connect these things together? What other like frequencies, what other mediums, arts can I put into it? Thank you. I appreciate love that. I do my best to just, keep it creative, keep it childlike. But yeah, I like the way the sigil turned out. Some sigils I will keep black and white though, just simply because it needs to be in a traditional format. But for these other ones, I'm gonna go around the bout with it. But yeah, if you have any like sigil requests, um, definitely let me know. Either email me it or comment it under like um, a video, and I'll see it. Hopefully, I'll see it. If I'll probably get a notification for it, and I'll work on it. And also, this is also because a lot of people, when they work with magic or they work with sigils or word associations with things, their mind is stuck on one attribute of it. Like when you hear abundance, most people think abundance is money. Well, abundance is just a plethora. It's a measurement of how much something is or how much you have of something, right? It's a greater than or less than value. So that can be any feelings. That could be an abundance of healing, an abundance of joy, an abundance of love, of money. Just an abundance and a great beholding of. Um, so making these sigils as well isn't just going to be targeted on just like, oh, if I want to do like an abundance sigil for money, I'd just make a money sigil, right? If I was going to make an abundance sigil, it'd be strictly focused on bringing in more and cleaning up room within the energy field in that manner, in that sense. Yeah, I put them in the comments. Um, and do I still do collective readings? Kinda, not really. Um, I don't know. I mean, I do. I just haven't been, is what I mean to say. I probably do need to start doing them again. Because I've been on a break from them. I want to get a better microphone. Like, if I had my microphone, it wouldn't be an issue, but, like, I don't have it because it takes an audio interface. Do I do birth chart readings? I do. I just don't have it as a service yet. But if you email me, I can do a birth chart reading for sure. Yeah, birth chart readings are fun. I'm learning palm reading. Because all these art forms that we um, have been so externalized. And it's so weird. Price guesstimate for that? I'd say like probably $40. For an in-depth reading, about $40. It'd be typed out, that's for sure. But it would be an in detailed, like, typed out thing. But yeah, you can email me about it. We'll talk about it. But it is one of my services. I just don't have it put up anywhere. But yeah, I'd probably do like a $40 for that. Can you self promote in here? No. No self promo. I mean, you can do whatever you want, you know. I'm just gonna say no. You're good, Daniel. It'd be like that sometimes. What kind of books I sell on my website? If you go to the website, it has a description of them. But I have 2 books on the ego. I have a book on how to love yourself. I have 2 books on duality. I have a channeled book where I channeled like a bunch of different angels and goddesses and gods. And then I have a book titled The Greatest Show on Earth. And I don't really know what it's truly about other than just a really weird channeling I had one day, where I was just thinking about it for weeks, and I was just starting to write. I just started writing about it, but it has a lot to do with just like the world and kind of like a very small run over of how it all works and stuff. Well, thank you for stopping by, Tracy. We appreciate love it. And be safe and much love as well. But yeah, those are the books I have. If I reread through the Greatest Show on Earth one, I'm probably gonna write a second one to that one. But I've been feeling to write the 3rd book of duality, and like hold it up against polarity in like in a comparison way. That or about energy. I don't know. I need to like, I don't know. There's a lot that I could write about, but I'm not gonna spend all day focused thinking about it. At least not right now. But I do want to make a book on like duality versus polarity, because we have an inner duality and then an external polarity. It's kind of like talking about the spectrum. That or a book on like frequencies and stuff. Something, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I talk about. But I've been really focused on making sigils recently. So I don't know when that will happen, if it ever does. Well, it will happen, but I don't know when. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, with collective readings, I'll probably do one at some point. I haven't been, that hasn't even been on my mind. It's kind of like I've just been reminded about those. The only thing is though, if I do collective readings, the only angel deck I would be able to use is the Archangel Power deck, because the other angel deck is being used for other things, and I don't want to mix up that energy. They are no longer at all going to give anything related to a reading, because I have them attuned to working either with the courts or uh, the court petition service that I offer. I don't know why my brain faded there. Anyway, yeah, because it's synced up with that service, and then also just with other like Enochian works. So I would have to get a whole other deck for that. Same thing for the demon deck. That's also kind of just been, I'm working with that one to try and get it attuned to different stuff, and not just, you know, pulling the cards and stuff. Welcome in, welcome in. Huh. Yeah, because the Elohim, and they had it was the yacht and the way, the agreeable and the disagreeable. Because when God made man, it was like they're both of us, you know, now they're made in our image, both agreeable and disagreeable, the yacht and the way. So it goes into it, for sure. It's very interesting. Because I didn't know anything about that. I'm not too deep into the Skyrim lore. I play Skyrim a lot, but I just never delved into like reading the book, the lore, or anything of that nature. Well, hell yeah! I'm glad you feel comfort. That's what we're here to do. We keep that vibe up, you know. Like so many people who are spiritual get really, really, really serious about shit. And there's a time for everything. And I just want to have a relaxing stream. I'm listening to ambient jungle, and I'm just chilling out. I'm not here to do much serious stuff unless it gets to that point. But until then, I'm just vibing. See, that's what I do with my books, and I probably will be. I might do one on Metaphysical, because it's interesting. Because instead of just writing chapters, they're like, it's each like chapter is its own book, basically. And then I just sell them in bundles. In that sense. Man, I've been hearing like that is like the third time I've heard someone say that, Daniel. The mighty jungle thing. That's the third time I've heard that. Metaphysical angel aspects, definitely. Uh, that would definitely be fun to look in to make a book about, because that kind of sticks with like like Kabbalicism and stuff of that nature in a sense. Which I haven't really delved into the Kabbalist, um, even though I've worked with the 72 Kabbalist angels, I never really did like exact studies in it, which is funny. You break out in song all you want. I was just letting you know that's the third time I've heard that today. I don't know why. I don't like. It's just crazy. Well, Earth angels are fallen angels. They're angels of Earth, and Earth, in the form, in the sense of having angels, would be the fallen angels. So Earth angels are just fallen angels in that regard. And that doesn't mean that it's, yeah, in a metaphysical way, yeah, exactly. They're they're spiritual vessels. Not they wouldn't really be a veil in that sense. Because a veil won't be lifted by pain. A veil is placed on things to cover. So that would be to cover up pain. You lift the veil by seeing the truth of it, by having open eyes and open ears. By suffering alone, you only overstand the aspect. Well, it depends on how you're looking at it when you're suffering as well. Which aspect of it you're focusing on, depending on how deep you want to go in on this, right? That's probably Paul or Saul or whoever you want to call him at this point. Exactly. It's always a choice. I think I responded to that already, but I just couldn't remember. Well, occult is just another word of saying hidden. Yeah, I thought I did. I don't know. I just zoned out. Anyway, but yeah, the occult is just the hidden. You can't overcome the hidden. You go through and then you come out of the hidden. Because if it's hidden, you wouldn't know to go over. You know what I mean? Because the Jesus that was sacrificed, that was crucified, I said sacrificed. The Jesus that was crucified wasn't Jesus. That was someone entirely different than Jesus. So you can't say that Jesus Christ was the one that removed sin whenever that was a sacrifice in that sense. It was a scapegoat. It didn't need to happen. You're removing your sin by scapegoating. Well, Jesus isn't really even a word. It's like, technically that word is around 400 years old. Just because of the letter J. Islam is the closest. If you're going to go with Islam and you're going to follow it like as it states, that's the closest way of walking with God. And it holds the most truth of it, at least the most of the science behind it. Yeah, because Jesus named himself Yeshua, and Paul named himself Jesus. And I'm not going to delve too much into that right now. Well, I mean, I could. I don't know. If we need to, we can. Is all I'm going to say. It's all parables. Yeah, it's parables because the Vatican put it in that sense to keep people from seeing the truth of it. If you can see the phonic mistakes, if you can see the Hebraic mistakes, if you can translate the actual words that are Islamic in nature to its actual root definition rather than English definition, you'll see it. Because the Bible is used in 3 languages in that sense. Doesn't matter if it's the King James or not. It's the King James is definitely using all 3. But it's, you can't use an English definition for these other words that have completely, like, it's relatable to the English word. It's not the actual definition of it, which is why you need to learn those languages. You mean the Star of David, not the Jewish star, but the Star of David? Exactly, Pathfinder. Well, that's just, yeah. I get what you mean, but what you're talking about is the Star of David, also known as Merkaba, which is an angel or a chariot, I should say, really. Because the higher and lower um aspects of self rely on the fire and the water in that sense. Right. And that's what we're doing is we're using metaphysics when we're talking about it in that sense. We are being metaphysical. We're being beyond the physical. Jesus Christ was a physical vessel. We're talking about these beings, these angelic uh, things. These terms, though physical, aren't you know, I don't know. Let me think about this a little bit more. Because again, if we're going to talk this in a metaphysical, it's in a higher sense than using the physical in that sense. Because you are the Jesus Christ in that sense. You're needing to become the scientist and really see the truth, the deeper meanings of things around. That's not what you're saying, because if you were saying that, you would have just said that. You know what I mean? And you don't want to overcome death. Death is to die, and to die is to change. Why would you want to overcome change? Why would you want to not change in that sense? You would want to go through. Yeah, yeah, you would go absolute mad if nothing changed. That's kind of how the world is now. More people are mad than they would think. Exactly, Daniel. The soul is eternal. The soul has always existed, will always exist until it doesn't. And who's to say that it will or will not happen, you know? That's between your soul and mother at that point. So the star card talks about Sophia wisdom. It talks about the being nurtured by the wisdom of what you're having, being able not just to be nurtured by it, but to use it as well. To see it as to see the truth of it. You know, the true alchemy. It's not the only true alchemy card. I shouldn't say the true alchemy card because that's a magician, but it's another card of alchemy, of being able to not only step into the waters, but also to bathe within the waters. But other than that, it has a lot to do with Sophia. There's so much Lion King going on today. Why is there so much Lion King? Is that an issue? I'm just confused. I love the Lion King, man. It's been a minute since I've watched it. That's fair. That's so fair. Welcome in, welcome in. That's fine. Welcome in, welcome in. How are we doing? How are we doing? Sorry, I just did a 2 card for myself and it was very interesting. Because I know what it's talking about, but at the same time I don't. Because there's something about it that just seems off. Which, well, no, never mind. I know what it's talking about. We're good. I solved the mystery. Word. Mm-hmm. But yeah, wisdom does mean that. That's why you hate playing for yourself. I get that, yeah. For me, I'll sit there and think about it forever until it, like, clicks. Sometimes I'll do a reading for myself and it's like, it's not something that's happened just yet. So I'll go around the whole day and keep it in, like, the back of my mind. It won't be like a main focus, but I'll wait for something to happen. And when it finally happens, if it does, because sometimes it doesn't, I'll be like, oh damn, that's what's up. Yeah, exactly. That's what I've, like, learned how to stop doing. Like, I'll catch myself trying to be like, "Oh, well, I get it," but also I don't because I've been no, you haven't been. You've been thinking that you have been, and you've been preparing to do that thing, but you've done everything in the book except for that thing. So I've learned to, like, stop myself and be like, "Hey, quit. You know what you have to do. Come on." but you have to like tell yourself not to do that because it's like a program in us to be like not. It's a scapegoating thing, honestly. Not even to like not to sugarcoat. It's just a scapegoating thing. We all do it on different levels. We just have to learn to stop doing that at some point. And even if that scapegoating is like us blaming ourselves, it's weird because like it just happened. It happened because of whose fault? Because of just energies colliding. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just a reaction. It's not a fault. My link's not working. What link? Which link? Which link? I got you, Julie. Let me. Okay. Awesome. I sound irritated there, but I'm not. I'm actually very happy about that. I just sounded very irritated. I noticed that. I was like, what the hell? The Guardian 333. That's my email. That's not a link. That's my email. Welcome in, welcome in. My website link, if you're looking for that, here. That's the website link if you're looking for that. But yeah, you can get a shadow pull. You can get a shadow pull. Internal blockages. Yeah, let's see what you flip over. Post the link to email. I don't have a link for my email. But there's the email by itself. Where's the... It's in here still. Alright, anyway. With hidden, your first card is, which, Iricho? Let me go to real quick. Which is intimidation, manipulation, blackmail, cruelty, coldness, obsession for information, and persistence. And you have the 4 winds as well. Which needs a clarification card apparently. Which is instability, new experiences, new ideas, quick solutions, force of intelligence, change, transition, or journey, a chameleon, a swift and impulsive action, and it needs a clarification card. So I'll pull 1. And then we have Baal Berlith and the Lord of the Covenant, which is Gemini energy. And it is, give me a second. Bro. Union, duality, a partnership. And this one also is a clarification card. But I'm not gonna pull another one. Because I kinda get where it's going. But there's an answer that you're needing. And this answer isn't being shown to you because it's not right now. There's like you're wanting this quick answer for this healing to be done, right? Without seeing it to be need to be done in like bits and pieces. This is like a battle between the two forces in you. One saying that you need to move forward past this and over focusing you on it, and then the other part of you that's relaxing and trying to remove itself from it. Right now is a time to focus less on that and more on other things. Just move through your day, and allow yourself to just allow yourself to be okay with the amount of healing that you have with that right now. So definitely, um, you know, be easier on yourself with the shadow work. It might seem like something you need to get done immediately, but that's just because you're focusing on it heavily at this time. So just remove that focus and allow that time to come to you naturally. Especially if it is about like a relationship that you're wanting to get an answer about. Over obsession with it is just going to cause disconfigurations within you in that sense. I get that too. I'm a Gemini ascending. I get it. I like to know the amount of time I'm gonna go out somewhere if I'm going out. Right. I get it. It's just you have to at times understand that you can't get the answer immediately, and that's not a good thing to hear a lot of the time. But it's true because sometimes you have to wait a minute. We're not at that point of overstanding, because if it was time for us to grasp it and heal from it, we would have already been doing it, right? The fact that there's a blockage is just saying that, hey, it's not time yet. There's something you have to experience. There's it doesn't even have to be that you experience something bad. It could just be you walking somewhere and it dawns upon you, oh shit, this is what that means. You know what I mean? There's a motion that has to go into play first. But definitely, that's just how it is. But I get it. Like, I want answers too all the time. Do you feel as if you should care more for those individuals, or do you feel indifferent about it? Because if you feel indifferent about it, that doesn't mean anything bad. That just means you're no longer at a resonant value with that individual anymore, and that's okay. You know what I mean? We're not, it's one thing to feel bad about wanting to disassociate from someone whenever they, you know, whenever you did something to them or things just got rough. But whenever it happens out of the blue like that, it's not necessarily saying that it's a bad thing. It's just part of growth. You don't keep all parts of you when you move forward. Sometimes we have periods where we just don't interact with individuals, and other times we have periods where we interact with a lot of people. But at the end of the day, it's just really um, allowing yourself to move with that. Don't blame yourself for say that you're a bad person for removing people or not wanting to talk to people or stuff. Like, it's perfectly fine. I get it though. I've definitely did it. I've done it to a lot of people. I don't talk to anyone but like maybe three people, not even three, like two. And that's not even on like a regular basis. Um, and I just dissociated from everyone. I went on my own little journey, and it's just about putting yourself first in a sense, and choosing yourself so that you aren't left out of what you want and what you're desiring. Yeah, I'm the same way, Hidden. I get that. It we know we can be better, and that's good. But don't let that beat you up. That's the hard. Not it's not hard, but it's an easy trap to fall into when you're not like worked with that psychic defense. You know what I mean? Because you know that you can do better is good. It allows you to do better the next time you're faced with it, or the next time you think about it. It's just ammo for you to be able to see deeper truths. You know, instead of spending it immediately and making yourself feel bad about it, save it. Exactly. You gotta keep moving. Don't, and you know what I mean. Like it's difficult whenever you attach yourself to people so much, and this is why it's important to like learn how to detach, not in a sense of like being mean, but detach from worrying of how someone else is going to feel, rather than focusing on yourself and how you're going to feel. You know what I mean? Like don't learning how to unbend yourself from that sort of way. Because even in a community of people, they're going to disagree with each other. Not everyone's going to be in agreement, but they're going to be acceptable of each other. They're not going to just, jump the gun because someone says something they don't like. They're going to be acceptable and agreeable to, not to agree to disagree, because that's just disagreeing. But they're agreeing to stay level headed. They're agreeing to stay at their own boundaries, keep things not necessarily civil but respectful. Exactly, Daniel. Yeah, it's a difficult lesson to learn. It really is. Um, at first, it gets a lot easier, but when you first have to like sit down and be the one to remove yourself or be the one to like step away from things, it can be really weird. Because especially if it happens to you a lot or happened to you a lot, it just feels weird doing it to someone else because you know what it's gonna imply, but you know only how you feel about it. You don't know how the other person's gonna feel. The other person might feel indifferent about it and not really care that much, right? It all depends, but we allow our own attachment to things to hold us back from doing what we actually want to do. Because we attach ourselves to things that don't really exist, and then we end up holding on to it for dear life. Well, that's just because we need like a connectivity with something. But if we were just to connect with ourselves internally first, we wouldn't have to worry about that external disconnect. Um, so that's what's going on with that, though. That's what that's about. I appreciate love you too, Cheryl. I feel that. I feel that, Savoy. I really do. I was, I was talking to someone a while ago that was really cool, and then like a week went by where I didn't message them, and I felt a lot better. So I just stopped messaging them entirely. And it's not like being mean. Um, I just was feeling better. They were taking up a lot of my time that I would like to spend doing other things, and it was just, it wasn't an equal give and take. Like I wasn't um experiencing anything greater than what I was doing beforehand, and I just let them go. Like there's no hard feelings, there's no hate, you know. I just, just it's how it is. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, that's how it was, Daniel. It was like we would talk and it would just be like small talk, small conversation. We would VC and it would be quiet, and it's just like I can't hold up conversations by myself. I'm not gonna talk to myself. I need some form of response, whether it's in text format or voice. I need something. No, seriously. Like if someone says, "Can we talk?" I'm gonna say, "What about?" I'm not gonna say, "Yeah, sure." I'm gonna say, "What are we talking about?" We can talk. We're talking right now. What are we talking about? Like, let's get down to the basis of it. You're finding the disconnect difficult? It definitely can be. You have to look inside of yourself and really see what you're holding on to, and why do you feel like you need to hold on to it so tightly when it comes to disconnecting from either a person, place, or thing. However, looking at it and saying, why am I actually holding on to this? What's the actual purpose of me wanting this to be a thing? And if it's not being good for me, if it's not for my best value, then why am I still allowing it to be around me? Why am I still allowing it to be part of me and my story? No, yeah, the same, yeah, same thing hidden, same thing. I don't like repeat stories all the time. Like I don't know, it's it's really part of the self love journey. You end up loving yourself. You end up learning all these things about who you are, and it's not that you don't like talking to people. You very much want to talk to people, but there is a difference when someone has done inner work and you're talking to them, and when someone's not doing inner work, um, and you talk to them. And you don't even have to be talking about anything like deep. You just have a normal conversation with them, and it's like like you just sense it. You can tell, like there's a husk. There's not a live there. Sometimes it's a husk, right? Sometimes it's a non-living being. Sometimes it's the shadow self, and you just feel it through the like how they're talking, how they hold themselves, and it can disturb you a little bit if you're not grounded enough. And not all of them are wanting to stay. Some want to leave that sort of position. And it's up to you if you're going to give that person a chance or not in that sense. Because I've met a few people that were like very unhappy with themselves, and I would talk to them, and they switched around, and I talked to people that didn't want to make that switch around and wanted to stay in the same position, and that's on them. So the ones that you know the ones that walked the walk, they made their walk. Some I don't talk to, some of them I still do. The ones that didn't want to move forward, I don't talk to anymore. You know what I mean? Welcome in, Synth. How we doing? Yeah, I've also just kind of like, I don't know. I don't do small talk. I don't do small talk. That's what the thing is. I just don't do small talk. That's why I go quiet all the time. I don't. If I don't have anything to say, I'm gonna just let the space be. I'm not gonna like force something. Like I will sit for like 30 minutes in silence if I don't have anything to say. I don't have to like fake laugh. I don't have to like. I don't know shit. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm not like an. I'm not an actor. Like, damn. I'm not gonna like. I don't like what. So when I have small talk conversation, it's like, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you? I'm doing all right. What? Okay. What else? Well, what are you doing? Nothing. Well, then this conversation is going to be nothing now because if we're not gonna, like, let's talk about something. What have you been? Have you studied anything? Like, what have you been watching? I don't watch TV. Tell me about that. I literally like. I don't intake media. Tell me about something that you took in from media. I'll tell you things that I'm looking at, or tell you about things that I've done or experienced. Whatever. You got stories from your past. You have a childhood. You have hobbies. Like, why? Like, come on, let's connect. Let's talk. It doesn't even have to be about anything. We can just ramble about ideas or just things. But like, who are you? You are not just the word good and nothing. You're more than that. Come on. Like, who are you? You've been on this earth long enough to like text and type and speak and breathe air and walk and stuff. So you've experienced something. So who are you? Like I'm very introverted, but if I talk to someone, it's because I have an interest in who you are as a character. You've perked my interest enough for me to like actually communicate with you in not even in like a small talk way. Let's see where this is going because this is not like an everyday thing. And even then, like if I meet with someone, because I had a friend I would do this with all the time. I had a friend that we would meet up and hang out, but we wouldn't say anything for like hours, and we just sit there and enjoy each other's like company in that sense, and that was fine. Like that was cool because that's just what we wanted to do. I just want to know what's going on before I go do something. Like I just like if the vibe is to have small talk and have it be like that, awesome. I'll keep that vibe. Sure. If you're like, just let me know. Like I just want to know. Like damn, because I don't know what you want and I know what I want to do. So and until then, we'll just float around. Yeah, we're all kind of like related in like in a weird in a way, not in a weird way, but in a way. Because who's to say that literal years of like DNA entanglement switched like your like brother's genes so far away from yours that oh yeah, I've had gifts since came out the womb. I've researched and done spells. I opened my third eye at a young age, like at 7. I looked up how to do spells and shit when I was like 7 through like 15. I've had cryptic encounters my entire life. I've just been born in this life. I came out and I was just ready for it. Like it's been a very fun life. I always like every time I talk about my third eye experience, I always go back directly to that time I don't know what game that is. Because I, every time. I don't know what game it was, though. It was an app I had on my phone. No, it wasn't even on my phone. What was I on? What was that? What was... No, hold on. Because I didn't have a phone at that age. What did I use? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Was it bigger than a phone? No, it was a handheld device. I just remember playing on it, and some dude in the chat said, "Open your third eye," and I was like, "What's your third eye?" And everyone in the chat was like, "Don't listen to him; it's a bunch of bullshit." And then he explained to me that you need to open your third eye to see the truth. It's almost too late. And I was like, okay, so I I just got off the app, went to YouTube, and looked up what is the third eye, found like a meditation, and did it. It was a 3-hour meditation. And then I did that meditation, and it was the whole experience. But I don't remember like what I was like, what, because it was a mobile game. It was like an MMORPG. And I don't remember anything else about it. I think it was like a dragon game or something. I don't know what the hell it was. I just remember some dude in the chat was like spamming "open your third eye," and I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, what the hell is a third eye?" I mean, I was like 7 years old. I was like, "What the fuck is this? I'll do it. Why not?" And then like 2 years before that, I cracked my forehead open. I fell on a rock and split my forehead straight in half. Not like in half, but I cracked it bad. And then I died for like a day, or like 2 days technically. And then I was back. I was pronounced dead for 1 day, but then my vitals came up. Um, it wasn't like a full day, but they counted it as a day. Because it was like afternoon, and then like it was like either like 4 or 5 in the morning the next day. So that was that. And then just 2 years later, I got my third eye open. It was so weird though, because no one talked to me for like 2 weeks when I went back to school. Because everyone knew I died. I just didn't. And then everyone was just like, no one talked to me. There was one kid on the bus who seen that I had a band-aid on my head and said, "Why the hell do you have this band-aid on your head?" I was like, "Because I had got an injury." And he said, "Take this off." And he ripped it off my head for some reason. I don't know what his problem was, but he ripped it off my head. And he seen that I had like stitches exposed. And he was like, "Oh." So then I had to go. The bus driver got another band-aid and put it on. But that shit was funny as hell, because I was just like, I don't know why you ripped the band-aid off. I said I couldn't take it off. What the fuck? Dude, Miller schoolers were weird back then. I was in elementary school, and he was a Miller schooler, so he was fucking weird. No, he was in 5th grade, wasn't he? He was either in 5th grade or 4th grade. Actually. So what do you exactly pray to or call when or in prayer? Um, if you're asking in specific, I call on Ra and Maya and Thoth. I'll call on Anubis. I'll call on Atum. I'll call on the most high Eliwan El Anu. I'll call on a bunch depending on what I want or what I'm desiring or who I want to talk to. If anyone in specific. But usually I'll always give it to Raw, Atum, uh, and my and Thoth and them. Because there's Atum Ra, there's Atum Re, and then there's Atum. And that's your triad. That's the Father, the whole this Spirit and the Holy Ghost. If you want to talk about it in that sense. But yeah, there's those three. It's Atum Re, Atum Ra. And I think it's just Atum, but no, and Moon. I think it's a Moon. It's one, dude. It's one of them because there's like. Give me a second. I gotta think about it. No, Atum, Atum. Atum. You know, you're good, Daniel. Do you believe that humans follow prophecy? Depending on what the prophecy is, for sure. Whatever is written for your life, everyone does play that out regardless. But if led by fate or by the mind rather than the heart, then no, there wouldn't be following a prophecy in that sense. Yoga groups still spiritually attacking suggestions. Are you for certain that it's a group of people spiritually attacking you, or is it an attachment that you have on those individuals where you end up blaming or seeing issues in your life and placing it on them rather than seeing it as a value of yourself? Because the attack is really just an attack of yourself at the end of the day. If you prophesied yourself, that means that you've written text about yourself being born before you were born. Do you have proof of that? Because if not, then you didn't prophesy yourself. Prophecies are written. They're not spoken about. They are written. So unless you have text written of who you are truly beforehand, then there is no prophecy. Well, if you feel as if you're under attack, then why are you not defending yourself? In that sense. Um, bel Sticking in the belief of saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna move with God, and God's gonna move me and help me," and the fact that they're still attacking you is showing you that that force you're calling upon of whatever your belief of God is at that time isn't helping you, isn't there giving you any sort of benefit in that sense. So there needs to be a reconstruction of that mindset to see the higher um, sense of it. Because there's parts of you that feel as if you're under or lesser powered than them. And it's all a war on keeping you feeling under rather than being over. Because we're not all made equal. Not everyone has the mentality to rise above things. And it's up to you, at the end of the day, to either rise above or to sink. And that's the alchemy of the situation in that sense. No, Ra is the sun, and it's Ra. Ra is the sun. Nothing can really be changed. The only thing that happens is you become more attuned to it. You become more into the flow of things. Because how can you be an infinite being and change? What's to change from an infinite being, a limited being? So if you're changing, you're just being you're limiting yourself more and more. What you're wanting to do is be more expressive. Learn to be more of that infinity part of you. Allowing yourself to not be limited to one or one way of being or one anything. See the full spectrum of it in that sense. You're good. That's no worries. Well, no one really knows where that portal like went to if you've seen it. That's the thing. You know. That's not really something anyone can answer, and if anyone says that they can, I would not believe them because I would ask them a lot of questions before even believing anyone about that. You know what I mean? Because if you experience something for yourself, it's you know it's different. If someone else says they know about it without any experience about it, you need to ask them questions, like specific things that only like people involved would know or you would know in that sense. You should probably check that. 'Cause it's been a minute. Right, because like even because you would only know where that portal went if you went um in that. You know what I mean? If you went through the portal. think so. I mean, yeah. What flowers were they? Because they probably infused. So you can look up what those flower properties are. Yeah, make more moon water. Make them on every new and full moon. We have that pink moon, the pink moon in Libra, coming up. Make you some pink moon water. Well, holy water needs salt in it. Salt is a ingredient within holy water. Kerr, I think you're the one who's stuck in the matrix, buddy. Because I don't know what you think is going on over here, but I don't think you get what's going on here, buddy. I don't think you're I don't think you got what's going on over here. But that's okay. Yeah, I don't know who or what you are. I'm gonna just get rid of you. You give off really confusing. I don't want to deal with it. I'm okay. Welcome in. Yeah, everything's doing well. Everything's going well. I'm just relaxing. Yeah, I did too. I understand that he wants to put the physical labor into things, and you can do that all you want, but there's a second operating factor within that, and that's what we're focusing on, because we already know hard work is how you get it done. We just got to figure out the feeling aspect. Once you learn how to listen to your heart, then you can do that hard work flawlessly. There's like I got what they were saying. It was just I'm not I have a different vibe in my brain right now. I have a different vibe going on right now. I don't want to talk. I don't want to deal with it. But yeah, I got you, K, with the 2 card. I'm really like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really just tempted to just buy, I mean, make, well, I had to buy the copper, of course. But I'm just tempted to buying like a Wi-Fi adapter and just, well, buying the copper to build a Wi-Fi adapter, I should say, excuse me. Um, and fucking just do that. Because I just don't want to, I'm just tired. Do I have allergies? I'm allergic to everything outside, but I love nature. Uh, I've also been keeping the cold air on. I just now recently put the heat on, so I'm probably just getting the stuffies because of that. I've also been detoxing a lot recently. So there's just been a lot going on with that. A lot of mucus getting removed, which is good. Okay. Well, here, let me do this. Alright. So, okay, your first card is 2 black candles, which is excessive ambition, readiness to operate with forces, pursuing a dark path, achievement of goals at any cost, efficiency, development, and intuition, great potential, and Mars cruelty, which is 76. Aggressiveness, selfishness, ruthlessness, cruelty, severity, cynicism, revenge, valor, boldness, expansionism. Be aware of moving forward in ruthless ways. Make sure that you're following the order of the order of the elements. Fire to water, water to air, air to earth. Because it seems like with how this is, like you might be ready to like call in quits or take an easy way out or something of that nature, just make like a panic decision. Do your best not to do that at this time. This might not be like a big challenge right now, but there's something about I need to defend yourself, but not in the sense of like from an external point of view, but from like an internal, defending yourself from a bad thought pattern. Defending yourself from making a bad decision in a sense. That's 4. That's 4. Yeah, even with these cards, because 4 and 4 and 8 for both these cards. Yeah, it's like this is like a trial almost that you're going through. Not the actual test, but like a trial of it. But yeah, definitely be aware of like actions. If you are doing like a banishing, make sure that you're doing it out of love and not out of like spite or angst, right? So just keeping an eye on your intentions, seeing if you're doing something out of like anger or if you're doing it because you no longer need it within your energy. And the way that you'll know is if you don't need energy, if you've learned the lesson from it, right? So be aware of that. Today is Thursday. Why do I keep thinking today's Friday? Yeah, time has been moving very quick recently, and my days are just like blurred. Yeah, I've been in the present moment heavily recently. Um, I already used these. The only deck I need to use is that. Is this one. Which one do you do? What if you're not banishing anything? That's okay. What? It's fine. Don't worry about it if you're not banishing anything. That's only if you were. And if you're not, disregard what I mentioned about it, you know? But yeah, just keep an eye out for your thoughts and how they're maneuvering around you and what's creating them and what's the motivation behind what you're doing, right? How are you being fueled to take the steps moving forward? Oh, goodness gracious. I need to write this down somewhere. I need to do more looking into that later. Cause that, I need to think about that one. You pulled that one out of the fucking depths of my shadow. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to that. God. Damn. I think I know what it's talking about, but I don't even know if that would be it. I gotta go delve a little bit deeper than that. That's too much of a cliffhanger. Dude, they got right out of the shadow. I don't know. You guys still deep within that. So I don't know what the hell went on there, man. That was like, that's in the vault probably. That thought hasn't left the vault probably. It's in there somewhere. That's because it rung a bell. I just don't know. Damn, shadow work is crazy. Your dream was so dark. All your dreams connect to the activities, the things that you've experienced in the past 3 days. So anything that happened in the past 3 days that triggered some form of emotional, triggered some sort of feeling or experience inside of you, you end up having dreams about to figure out why they happened. Um, and they take you into deeper parts of you to allow you to experience them in different ways. To try and get to the bottom of it. This is not the vibe I was looking for. I don't need that. I don't like that. Sorry. I'm trying to find like a playlist to play in the background, and a song started playing that was not. I'm not looking for it. I'm looking for relaxing. I don't need anything going crazy in my ears. Oh man. Dreams are weird, dude. Life is weird because everything that you experience happens to you. So if you dream that you died, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna go any further than that. It's self-explanatory. But if it needs to be explained, I can. I appreciate love that, Lamb. Thank you so much. Truly. But yeah, I've been working overtime in the astrals too. That shit's been exhausting. I like There was one dream I had. I forgot when it was, but I had to pause the entire dream because I was just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, can I know what I'm doing? Because I got sent to, like, I had a dream and I woke up around, like, four people who were all arguing. And I had to break up the argument. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Can everyone just, like, stop talking? What's happening? Like, is that what it feels like to be summoned? It's just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what do you want? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, has anyone else had those dreams where you just get sucked in somewhere randomly and it's just like things are happening and you know you're supposed to be doing something, but you're just like, what the like, what's going? Like, who called me here? Like, you know you were called somewhere. Is that what it's like being summoned? I think that's like really what's going on. Cause it's like, what the fuck? Like, I was over here and now you want me here? Like, I was literally just in this dream and now I'm over here in this whole other dream. Who called me here? I'm just here now? Like, I was doing something over here. And then you know what I mean? Like, dude, that happens to me all the time. And it's just like, who's calling me? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I just got ripped halfway through solving this crime, this murder mystery in this dream, and now I'm over here in a crazy, like, just blank environment that looks nothing but colors. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I just left that thing called Turkey. Is someone taking my place there? Like, I always think about that. Because it's like, what's going on? Like, was I, like, what? Did I pass the test? Like, what did I complete the dream? Was it like my trial of that being in that area, dude? Like, dude, and then it's just like, then you'd have those dreams when you have like a dream inside your dream, and then those are fun. Oh my god. I remember I was in a dream inside of a dream that was inside of like two other dreams. And man, I kept waking up. And that shit pissed me off because I thought I was like fully awake. And I remember I tried standing up with all my might and I fell off my bed, woke up in another dream, and like my heart was pounding because I was fucking terrified because I fell. And I thought I was still falling. And I laid my head back down in that dream and I woke up and I like woke up on the ground and I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I hate having dreams about dreams. I haven't had that happen in like a while. But every time I would have them, I would end up falling at some point. Like there would be one dream that would make me start falling, and then I would start waking up from everything, and it just got really annoying really quick. God dang, why is my nose so itchy? I haven't seen Inception. But I've seen a movie called it's called Effects, and it's basically a movie that is a mockument. It's not a mockumentary, but it's styled in this. It's styled as a mockumentary, based on a movie where about a murder mystery that the dude ended up filming real murder scenes in it, but it's all of movie. But it was so crazy because over throughout the entire like hour 30 minutes of it, every layer would like show out. So the camera would record a fake movie scene being recorded, and it would give it from like an external perspective, not from like the actual camera perspective. But the entire movie was being watched over by some dude who was watching it on a VHS tape. Because at the end of the movie, it zoomed out from his TV as a VHS tape, and the dude got up and turned off the TV, and it was so fucking cool. But it's kind of like the same thing of it. It's just like instead of dream hopping, it's just like perspective, meta movie stuff. And yeah, I've been summoned as like a surprise witness for stuff a lot. I remember I got summoned somewhere in the form of Anubis, and I scared the fuck out of whoever summoned me. And they switched up their attitude so quick, and I was just like, what the like? I'm supposed to be here, and now I'm not supposed to be here anymore. I guess that's really what it is. Is like, oh, I'm gonna go summon a demon or an angel, and then they got scared. Like, man, like I'm here. I was doing something, and now I'm here, and now you're too scared to talk to me. So now I don't. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing, but I don't fucking remember how to get back there because I don't know where I was. So I gotta wake up. You're in need of a mentor. If you go to my website, I have mentoring, a mentor service. And there's the website. Not the carbon copy. I remember there was one time. It was so weird. I had a dream about myself having a dream. And it wasn't like a dream inside of a dream. It was me dreaming. And I was watching myself sleep. And then I watched myself dream from watching myself be asleep. And it was so weird. But I found out why that happened a while back. Like a few months ago. And apparently damn, what is that movie called? I forgot what movie it's called. Oh god. Hold on. But I watched a movie with a friend like a while ago, and it had this exact scene in it, and it reminded me about the dream. Anyway, it was like an alternate self, like feeding me basically, or like downloading codes into me so that I would have a different outcome into things. No, it's not Inception. I've never seen it. I've never seen that movie before. It might be something from Inception, but I've never seen that movie before. No, a lot of people get scared when I pop up in dreams. I don't know why. Like, I'm not that scary, dude. I mean, sometimes I know why they get scared. There are obvious times when I know what and or who I should say better. I come in a dream as, and I get it, but sometimes people just be fucking around too much. It's like, come on, like if you're fucking around too much, I'm gonna pop. I'm showing up. However, it needs to be fixed. Can you help with the gut cleansing? I don't know things about herbalisms, but I can send you to the right places. Because I'm still learning herbalism. I'm still learning about the herbs and stuff. I mean, the best thing for a gut cleanse, really, if you want to get it, is like papaya. If you can eat if you can eat a papaya and the seeds, eat them whole. That's a good gut cleanse itself. Another good gut cleanse is like water, a little bit of salt, a little bit of paprika, and a shot of lemon juice. And you just take a shot of that whenever you first rise, or like whenever really, but you take a shot of that, and that can help with your gut cleanse as well. And as well, whenever you do your cleanse, it's not going to be like a one and done thing. Some cleanses take up to 3 to 4 weeks to actually see any progress. Other cleanses can take up to like 5 to 6 weeks, or up to like 12 weeks. Really depends on what you're trying to cleanse and how you're going about it. But duck flour is a really good detoxer. I don't know if you can get a hold of that anywhere though. I don't know where you can get a hold of duck flower, but duck flower is good. Hold up, I'll be back. I gotta go do something real quick. Alright, I'm back. I had to cleanse my ear. And see you, Pathfinder. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Doug Flowers is a really powerful one, from what I've heard. Everybody use pearl powder? I have not used pearl powder. Yeah, horny goatweed is an actual thing. Yeah, Doug flower is an actual flower. And then on flower tea. I never had tea of it, but I used to eat the flowers as a kid. But yeah, I used to eat dandelions all the time. I didn't know they had any health benefit, as you know, back then. I just would eat them. Yeah, definitely CD. Yeah, don't get your dandelions from like the side of the fucking highway. But yeah, since I lived like in the middle of like nowhere, like very country land, we didn't spray any sort of like pesticides anywhere. You know, it was okay to do that sort of thing. Like we would get honeysuckles, and we would do like the whole honeysuckle thing too. We had a lot of stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen any honeysuckles at all where I'm at. I used to have them all around. Like, if you don't know what a honeysuckle is, you just had to be there. You just have to experience what it is. They are just this little yellow flower. And you suck on it, and it tastes like honey. that's just what you do. And as a child, that was like a delicacy. I would go outside and get them all the time. Some of them wouldn't taste like honey. Some of them would be duds. But for the most part, the most ones that we would find, they would have a good taste to them. Honeysuckles are so cool, though. You caught some of the honeysuckle. That's funny. But no, honeysuckles are a real thing. You literally just pick them off the tree and you suck on them and they taste like honey. They smell sweet too, dude. I would rather I switched from eating them to smelling them. Like they have a really good aroma. If someone made that into like a cologne or like a perfume, I would buy the fuck out of it. Like in it all, like authentically like pressing them and stuff, I would buy that because they smell really good. Like that with like, I don't want to use rose because rose is overused, but I think rose would be good for it. Nah, honeysuckles are too tiny to suck a bee out of it. They super tiny. They're not too big. What's the honeysuckle? You just had to be there. No, for real, you did. If you don't know what a honeysuckle is, you just had to be there. It's one of those things. Yeah, like look up images of what a honeysuckle is. They're super tiny. Dude, they're so cool. Cause it's just like a little tree basically, and they just grow these like little thingies. They're not like super small, but you wouldn't get a bee out of it. Like a bee, you would see the bee on it. But they are so cool. Like you would see one and just immediately know like it's good, it's time, and you could tell. I think it's by how far the petals lay down of how ready the honeysuckle is. I'm pretty sure that's how you tell. It's been a minute. I have to like sharpen up my Appalachian knowledge. It's been a minute. Peppermint would be nice. But yeah, if someone could just make like a honeysuckle like perfume or something, or like a soap or something, that'd be good. That'd be cool. Or like pure scented candles, like pure scent something. Like instead of using these chemicals for shit. I mean, more people are doing that now, which is really lovely to see. But more. because if we're gonna fight anything, that's how we fight it. You know, become our own independent businesses, learn how to play the system on our playing field, and move forward with it on that sense. But honeysuckles are so cool. I love them. That's amazing, Kay. I I'm out of honey. And I don't know of any like farmer market near me cuz I'm going to be walking places for a minute, obviously. I don't want to get a taxi for everything. But I want to find like a farmer's market and just have fun. Just go crazy in there. Because, I don't know. That or like an Amish storefront, dude. Something. I love banana trees. Banana trees are so cute. Yeah, see, that's how I want it to be too. I want to get like a bunch of herbs and like have them like lined up for all sorts of stuff. Teas, works, whatever, bags and stuff. I want to do all that stuff bad. I want to make amulets out of my sigils too. Then like engrave them in specific stones that would help for them to work. Um, and if possible, if it has like a colored background, trying to like match up the stone color to the background in sort of a sense. I don't know. I have so many ideas for shit. I just don't have supplies. And that situation's being fixed at this time. It's just a process. Because literally, if I had the connections, it would be so fucking it'd be crazy. It would be so crazy. Damn, you're gonna hoverboard to the store? That's crazy. Let's go. Like, low key, I would probably run a metaphysical shop at the end of the day. Right? I really would want to run like a metaphysical shop. But not like in the sense of like everyone else's metaphysical shop. I would be selling like original shit. I think that would be cool. I'm at because like what like metaphysical shop is selling sigil crystals. So then you put those sigil crystals on your crystal grid, and now you have like a whole seal that you've created out of different sigils. It's like, dude, ramp up your magic. You know what I mean? No, but for real, I think it'd be really cool. Cause I've been getting like hunched over to running like a metaphysical shop or something. Cause I've always wanted to sell crystals. I always like enjoy um being around them. I really hope so too. Cause I would definitely be making stuff. Like I would make copper stuff. Like I just want to make shit, dude. I'd sell like books in there. I'd like have my own scanner and like print off books and shit. Or if someone needs like, oh, I need this, and this book, I would like print PDF them and then scan them and print them out and like make a little makeshift book for them or some shit. Dude, like I have so many ideas. Yeah, or like sigil crystal grids would be sick too. I don't know. I'll get the supplies to do that stuff at some point. I really will. it's just getting to that point is not the difficult part. That's the journey that we're walking on. Bro, if someone asks me for hot foot powder, I'm a hot foot them. Get the fuck out of here. Go somewhere else. I ain't here for that shit. Go. Don't ever come back. No, dude, but if people start asking me for hot foot powder, I'm gonna just be like, look, just get you a black candle and some cayenne pepper. There's your hot foot spell. Get out of here. You there. It's as deep as you need to go. Do you an egg cleanse, but then put fucking cayenne pepper and garlic powder in it, and then flush it. There's your fucking return to cinder removal egg cleanse, dude. Like, I'm not gonna be getting hot foot powder. I would have hot foot powder in there though, for sure. I would. Nah, cause I have like a place where I have my services at, right? Like I have my own website. And I already have the books there in that sense, right? So I have all that already. I just want to be in a physical location. Or at least not, if not physical, have I don't know. Like more accessibility. I feel that, Daniel. I feel that. I don't have any pretzel salt. I have those like those salt packets you get at restaurants. I have those. That's about it. It works, but you know, that's what we got. I think it's funny. Make sure that you're spending the energy on things that's going to help you and motivate you to move forward as well. You know, a lot of shadow work happens in those resting areas too. Yeah, the space to create is so important, it really is. Because, like, I do a lot of things, and I want to have a place where I can, mix all of it together. Like, I do music, so I also do meditation music. Like, I can already mix those together, right? I've mixed with some of the things I have. Like I do art, so I sigils and stuff. I do other things of that nature. It's like, but I want to have, I guess, all of it make more sense, or have like an all in one place. I don't know. I just feel like I just want to. I don't know why. I've just been having a strong urge. I want a building. I don't know why though. That or just like my own land. That's like just been heavy. Like I either want my own building or my own land. And either way, like I want my own land more than my own building. I'll just buy a building and put it there. No, I would make my building. I don't even have to buy it, just make one. That'd probably cost less. How do you make a sigil? Sigils are just magical symbols. Anything can really be a sigil at the end of the day. Um, there are different ways to make different sigils, so it really depends on what sigil you're asking for. Just like an easy day-to-day sigil, a summoning sigil, a planetary sigil. Um, you know, are you looking for like angel sigils? There's all sorts of the sigils that you can go into, and then you have seals. There's like an off branch of sigils. Your altar's in front of a TV. That's just how it be sometimes, you know. Use the TV as a black mirror to connect to your ancestors a little bit more. It's really all you gotta do. Ain't nothing bad about it. Hell yeah, Kay. We love to hear that, then. Because, like, your phone, your TV, your laptop, they're all black mirrors, you know? You turn it off, and what do you see? Like, it's a black mirror. You can break it down to saying it's an obsidian mirror, but not really. They can be used in the same respect, though. But they're not the same, you know. I used to have an obsidian mirror, but then it got cursed. So I gotta get rid of it. I had so much fun. It was a tiny one too. It was like 3 inches. Dude, I would take it with me. I would cleanse it outside. It was so fun. Um, I want to get like another obsidian mirror. I really want to buy like a haunted object. I'm gonna be real. I want to buy a haunted object and like make a bunch of sigils or make my own seal to keep it trapped in. Like if like that's what I really like. I think that'd be fun to do. Cause you can use all the other ways of protection, but like if you can make your own like protection, whether that's like a spell, a ritual, a sigil, however, and it defend against a force that has existed outside of it before it existed, before the idea was created. That's a good protection thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I tried to say that in a way, it just didn't like come out the right way. Was that a stupid question? No, it's not a stupid question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I answered it though. I just need to know how like. There's so many types of sigils that you could be making. There's not really like, are you looking just for a normal, like everyday, easy to use sigil, summoning sigils? There's all sorts of sigils that exist. Just so asking how do you create a sigil isn't as easy of a question as you would think it could be. Because now we were stepping into a whole realm of what are you looking for within a sigil. But a sigil itself is just a magical symbol, you know. Why do people take it personal? Because people take that personal because of their own attachments they have towards someone. If someone has someone else on a pedestal higher than you or deems someone is um you know, a different individual than how you deem them to be, they end up getting upset. It's like a defensive mechanism that people have. Yeah, but no, sigils are ancient. Sigils go way back. Like hieroglyphs are basically your original sigils, if you want to say it that way. We're finally able to move away. That's awesome. We love to hear that. We love to hear that. I'm gonna just paste that in there again. I haven't done that in a minute. So do that. Damn. Again, really, with this third eye stuff? What's going on? What is getting my intense attention right now? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is a refreshing feeling that you get when you finally remove yourself from unwanted people. It really is. That would be sick. We're off the map. I feel that. Oh yeah, anything can become a portal once it's on. Just remember that whenever you get a tattoo, to have your intents set out straight. Is my IP address untraceable? I'm not really too worried about that at this moment. Yeah, because like I want to say that I'm done with tattoos, but I want to get the Eye of Horus and Ra tattooed on my left and right hands, respectfully. I think that's gonna be the last tattoo I get ever. Like that's really, really what I feel like is gonna be the last tattoo I get. And I already know who I'm gonna go to as well. It's gonna be the same dude that did the Anubis tattoos. I'm just gonna get them both done in one day. Yeah, see, that's what I've been doing. I got confirmation from the divine on my whole left arm. My right one, the first tattoo I have, the Gengar one, like that was just with my friends having fun. But the dog one was also like going out with the friend and getting it done. But we wanted to get matching tattoos, and I didn't want to get anything that I wouldn't like. So I sent them, like, they said, what do you want to get a tattoo of? And I was like, all right, you're gonna give me direction. I'm going to send you like a sheet of random tattoos that I've screenshotted, and whatever one that you choose, I'll send you the email, the request to buy it. So we got a matching tattoo. I don't talk to that person anymore. And it was so funny because my intent was not to get a matching tattoo. My intent was just to get that tattooed on me. Because since they chose that one, I wanted that tattoo for a while. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, since you chose it, I'll go get it. I didn't really want to, I didn't care about getting a matching tattoo. I just wanted to, like, get, I, like, that's the thing. Like, they might have walked in to get with the matching tattoo, but I was just like, man, I just want to get tattooed. Like, I've been wanting to get this tattoo for a while. It's like, it's cool. It represents a part of me that's my past. I'll get it. So we got matching tattoos. I paid for it, so it wasn't free, unfortunately. But I still got tattoo. But I got confirmation for the Ra and Oris eyes. And so that's gonna be fun. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna be so happy when that does. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one too. This was my first tattoo actually. But I got this with intent. So this one's different. I got that one inscribed as a fucking sigil. I didn't know no one know about that one for a while. Yeah, you gotta be careful with what you're gonna get inscribed. I was going to get like with the Egyptian magicians would write on a jackal jawbone for protection. I was gonna get that inscribed on me, and I got a negative. I got like a big old no to not get that done. And I was like, okay, I guess I won't. So then I was like, I guess I'll just get Anubis tattooed on me, right? And it cost the exact amount of money that I had on me, which was really fucking funny. Um, I had enough to tip, so I tipped them obviously as well. Um, but instead of getting that, I got the whole Anubis tattoo around the ankh, which I enjoyed it, but I just wasn't able to get what I wanted. Um, I guess it just wasn't needed. That or the source that I found was incorrect, and it would have been something else. Well, you don't have to. It depends on what you're going for. No, you should definitely get a price for them for sure. Just be careful when you get tattooed, y'all, because that is blood magic that you're doing. You're binding yourself to that symbol. So make sure it's something that you actually want. Not in the sense that it's permanent. We're talking about soul wise. Like you're binding yourself to that image. That image now represents you. You are now underneath the label of that image. Are you sure you want to be represented by that? Are you sure that part of your character is still current day related to that thing? Make sure. So gotta be very careful. Just make sure, you don't have to do anything, actually. Let me rephrase that. You don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna let you know, and I'm gonna just say you should probably be aware of these things. Not on just a physical sense, but a spiritual sense. Um, and also, I don't know where that sheet is. I found it somewhere though. There is a chart to show you what every part of the body represents when it comes to tattooing on a spiritual sense. So, looking something like that up as well, so you know where to place your tattoo or sigil or rune or whatever to make it more effective. Doing that will help you as well. Yeah, I like being a snail too. I'm kind of entering my rabbit phase though. Like I'm wanting things to move a little bit quicker than they are. I'm getting like antsy about it. I'm not gonna lie. But I've been literally forced to stop. So I just haven't been moving. Yeah, but anything on the left side of the body is relating to the spiritual, and anything on the right is the physical. Those are what I know for sure. Face tattoos tell you what tribe you're from. It's an African tradition. When it comes down to that, when it, um, and welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I might dip out of here soon. Whenever it hits 12, which is like in, like, it's 14 minutes. I'll get off. You're gonna be bound to gumball. What's wrong with gumball? Yeah, I wouldn't really get a face tattoo unless I needed to. Like, let me be real. If one of my ancestors came to me and said, you need to get a face tattoo, and they explained to me in grave detail, like extremely in-depth detail, um, about why I needed it, especially if it was a native ancestor, right? And I would ask, like, what is it? What's going on with it? And when I get my answers, I would probably do it. But just to get a face tattoo, just to get one, I don't want to. How do you talk to your ancestors? Ask and you shall receive. If you ask your ancestors, give me a sign, you can ask. You can also ask them to give you a sign so specific that you know it's going to be them. If you don't get it the first time, then ask again more specifically. If they don't answer after that, ask one last time. If they don't, save it for later. Opening up your channels, opening up yourself to be receptive, meditating. There's certain rituals you can do. Depending on what ancestor you're wanting to talk to, they may have a specific way of you connecting with them. Regardless, they are your ancestors, and if you don't know who your ancestors are by name, you need to start figuring out that first. Because it's like if you call out, "Hey, I need help," and no one turns around, who's gonna help you? No. If you want to like talk to an ancestor directly or an angel directly or get like immediate help in that sense, calling out the name is the best way of going about it. You know. So really call out upon like who you want to come across, and if you don't know an ancestor, call upon a passed over loved one or a family member, or call upon the bloodlines. Like, the Egyptians, I call on my Egyptian bloodline, my Egyptian ancestry to come to me and help. And in doing it in that sense. But don't say may they come, say demand, like I call upon them to come to me for this. Like don't Don't ask or say may or please, can you do this, or will you do this for me? Don't say that. Say I command. I say you do these things. It's not mean or rude to do that. If you're calling upon a spirit to help you, you need to give them direct instruction of what to do. Because if you say, could you do this? Now you're giving them the free will to say no. If you say, I demand you to do this, I command you to do this, allow me to do this, show me the way of doing these things, then you begin to get your answers. Um, so, doing that is huge. Don't beg. Do not beg. Please don't beg. Do not beg any spirit. Please don't. You can have a civil conversation with the spirit before you have to beg, dude. Like, don't even beg. It's how it is. It's scattered for sure. Life is like that for sure. Taking your time with it though is the best, the more you want to be active and the more you want to know these things, the more they'll come to you. So just keep searching, keep asking for answers, keep yearning, and it'll come to you truly. Why would someone want to steal $40 to be fuck? Probably because they're either a dude, they fuck with like a sociopath. Cause that's a weird ass thing to do. I don't know. Some people are just not here. There's nothing behind the face. There's nothing in this for a lot of people, and it's not good. It's not good at all. And of course, no worries. It's what we do. We just here to talk, to help. I want to do like lessons on things and have dedicated lives to certain subjects. I can't do it here. I'm not comfortable enough to do it here. I'm not gonna lie. Um, that's why I'm working heavily on things in the background because I want to get that rolling. There's subjects that I want to talk about in depth, heavily, and I want to do it in like a live environment to like and start up conversation, proverbations, and toss around ideas and stuff. Is cord cutting real? Not in the way that people think of it, but yeah. Cord cutting is just removing the attachment between you and your response to a trauma, not between you and another person. Um, when you're doing a cord cutting, you'll even hear this. A private Zoom class would be cool. I could definitely do those or something like that at some point. Um, but when you do a cord cutting, the person who's doing the cord cutting, you is supposed to say that you need to keep a clear mind of this individual and whenever they come up to maintain a high vibrational thought pattern of them so that you don't get reattached to it. The reason why you need to even think of something think of that individual in a brighter term after that cord cutting is because it's you separating yourself from that individual and how they made you feel or what trauma they made you feel, or what trauma they reimbursed up inside of you and made you aware of. Um, and it's not that person's fault. It's the attachment that you have to something that they did, a way that you interpreted something. So the cord cutting is really just removing that bound from you, less someone from you. Keeping people out of your energy is more of you keeping your mind away from uh, reaching pessimism towards someone and their attitude, whether the attitudes towards you or not. And welcome in, Aim. Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, it's real. It's just not done on the fact. Like magic is not an external thing, it's an internal thing. The result of magic is an external thing, right? So it's about just seeing things from how we actually see things, which is from inside. If we didn't have the receptors blinking within the electrons to say, hey, you're seeing things right now, they wouldn't work. We'd be blind, right? So things come inside out. It's from the inside out. We're just so stuck on the outside that we forget to come back in, actually, for everything, really. And when we learn to fully go within and trust 1000% at all times moving forward within, then things begin to move a lot evenly, a lot more smoothly. Still going to be bumps, still going to be lessons, but they're not going to be as strenuous on you, on your flesh, on your mind, on your mental. But doing that is the personal challenge that you have with you and yourself of trusting who you are. And don't think that magic is gonna be like a one all be all, like it's gonna save my life. You still need to do shit. Like you can abuse magic all you want, but at the end of the day, it's not going to allow you to grow, which is gonna like deter you more than you would think. It's gonna do more harm than good. Because then your soul's not maturing. Your soul's not learning anything. So it's not gonna be able to like be nurtured. It's not going to be able to pass through the flame whenever it's time. It's going to get burnt to a crisp and deemed unworthy because it didn't learn anything. It didn't have enough water in it. You know when you burn like a plastic cup and it has the water in it and how much water is in it is where the cup stops burning. That's basically judgment. How is your cup doing? How nurtured were you? What did you truly actually learn that you need to learn? Doesn't matter if you learned something the way someone else did. What did you learn? Did you learn your experiences? That's all that matters. If you did, good. If you were nurtured by them, good. If you weren't nurtured by them and you just went through them, your cup's gonna burn up. You're not gonna have anything to hold for the next life. You gotta come back down here and get a whole new cup. You move forward with how much you have within that cup for yourself. That's why everyone's indifferent and stuck on different phases. Some people, I'm doing all these things, but nothing's working because there's something that you're not doing right. There's something that you've yet to see in a clear light yet. That's perfectly fine. We learn lessons at our own paces, but take that time before making leaps to look at everything from an omnipotent way. Trying to do that at all times is the rough part, but always move forward in that sense. Yeah, they did. They're just trying to keep the scrolls hidden at this point. But there's a lot of things we can talk about with these things. There's a lot. I'm stretching out. My back has been killing me. I'm getting a massage here soon. I need to or something. Because my back has just not been feeling it. I have not been. It's been a rough time with my back. I mean, at the end of the day, though, um, free will. And if someone wants to use like magic or whatever to prey on someone who's lesser than them, they totally can. The only issue is if the lesser person in that interaction doesn't learn or doesn't see the path to stand up and how to better themselves through that by defending themselves and not staying in a victim mindset, then they'll remain in that cycle in different patterns and stuff. Hell yeah. Welcome back, Daniel. Because, like, once you learn that you can defend yourself and you start defending yourself, because if you're being attacked, you can defend yourself. Like, that's not a bad thing. We're told not to fight back or to talk back as a child, and that makes everyone, like, scared to. And if anyone dare even to anyone or respond to anyone. Now you're trying to instigate or start something. Now you want to fight. Like, man, chill out. You gotta go to work tomorrow. Sleep well. Oh, dang. It was raining. It was hailing where you were? Dang. But yeah. I'm gonna be on for like 10 more minutes. And then I'm gonna hop off. So any questions, any 2-card pulls, any whatevers. Now is the time. I wish there was like a store that was open nearby. Love you as well. Love you as well. Thank you all for stopping out, genuinely though. It is always is a blessing and fun. Even if you don't talk and you just sit here to listen and do stuff in the background or whatever, it's perfectly fine. It's what you gotta do. I know how it is. I'm a lurker. I lurk sometimes too. It's just how it is. You ain't got nothing to say, you ain't got nothing to say. If you just want to pop up and watch, hell yeah, more power to you. Two cards and be gentle with you. Yeah, the angel cards are pretty gentle. I'm gonna pull one out that isn't in the deck. Just watch. It just doesn't exist. It's just, oh, well, here's a blank card. I don't know what that means for you, but probably not a good sign. But no. I'll get you, and then I'll get you as well, Lamb. I can't shuffle because my thumb's through the thumb hole. And I just don't want to take out. I don't want to take the thumb out of the thumb hole. Oh my lord, I literally can't shuffle with this thumb hole thing. That's perfectly fine now, I don't really care. Yeah, just a random blank card out of nowhere. No, but Daniel, your angel cards are the Star, Archangel Joyfel, a dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation, and the World, Archangel Michael, a very happy ending, coming full circle, spiritual growth, and insight. So, yeah, cycle ending, something new beginning, believe in yourself, see the path moving forward, and don't be strenuous on yourself. And yeah, Ambucan, what deck did you want? Angel deck, Shadow deck, Tarot deck, or Animal deck? You pull a couple related yourself. Word. I pulled mine already. I had to make notes to study to the cards because I was really interested. Angel, I got you. But Lamb, let me get your angels real quick. And I picked the deck. You picked the deck. I don't pick decks. If you're wanting a reading, always make sure that you pick the deck that you desire. Multiple 2 watches. But we have the angel deck, the tarot deck, the shadow deck, and the animal deck. But let me get your reading here, Lamb. Shadow deck, I got you. Alright, Amb. Your angel cards are New Beginnings, Archangel Jeremiel, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past, and the Nine of Raphael, make a wish, dreams come true. Dreams become reality, in a joyful time of life. So again, like endings happening, there's something new coming through. A wish that you've made in the past, or a wish that you've been working on trying to complete is coming full circle for you. So just stick on that path of working. In this shadow deck now. Forgiveness is super huge because we're about to enter like Libra moon, so things are coming into balance. So get ready. If things have been rough on you on one end, it's about to flip over. So just be very forgiving so that when this flip happens, you're not overwhelmed or sensory crazed in that sense. But wisdom, let's get you your shadow reading real quick. Why did you flip up? Come on. I gotta go outside to see the moon. It's too high up from where I'm at, but there's no clouds, I don't think. So I should. No, there actually. I know there is. That's literally a cloud right there. Never mind. Never mind. All right. So wisdom, your two cards are Swagger and Victim of Temptation. So with Swagger, let me flip to it real quick, which I almost did. Swagger is self-affirmation, coldness, conceit, proud contempt of others, anger, hatred, hotness, anxiety, presaging unpleasant events, loneliness, felt expectations, repulsion, and resorts of loneliness. So there's some form of like, like be aware of escapism. Be aware of escapism. Hold on, let me get to Tentum of Temptation. That's Capricorn energy, if I'm not mistaken. That is Capricorn. Yes, it is. Okay, good. I'm looking at it now. Nice. All right. Anyway, with a victim of temptation is the ends justifies the means. Self-centeredness, obsessions, succumbing to temptation, checking or testing moral quality, a bad investment, triumph of selflessness, just lack of effort, like a spiritual attunement and a false self. So definitely be aware of like not seeing things clearly. You might be affirming a part of a shadow aspect. That's why something isn't allowing you to move forward. So just being aware of that. This doesn't mean anything bad, but just see what you're affirming yourself. See how you're affirming yourself. Are you allowing yourself to kind of like go against your own morals? Are you justifying something being impossible or harder because of a circumstance, or are you trying to take more power over that in that sense? Where is your work putting you? Where's your energy going to at this time? Really stay focused on that moving forward. Yeah, there is no such thing as a mistake. You never have the same situation happen twice, and a mistake is when you would have to have the full example of a situation happen before it's a mistake. You might not have meant for something to happen, but that wasn't like a mistake. That was an accident, right? when something is mistook, it's not received the correct way. Mistake, mistake, right? 2 words. I got you, Wisdom. No worries, no worries. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here now. It is 11:59. I'm gonna try and go live earlier tomorrow, and then one later. I tried doing that. This rising didn't work. I woke up way too late. But regardless, I love you all. I'm glad that I got to spend some time with you on this late night stream. I just wanted to do a late one. I enjoyed the vibes of late night streams, so I'll probably be doing one like later, like one in the early afternoon or whatever, the one later. But regardless, thank you all for being here. The links are all there. The email's there for emailing me. The donation links are there if you want to donate. The website link is down there as well if you want to see my services or whatever. Regardless, I love each and every one of y'all to the moon and back tenfold and forever. And I will see you all.